Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. It's funny because it's been a while for me since I've made a video because I made like a ton of them back in the beginning of February, and I actually haven't recorded anything for probably 2 or 3 weeks. And which was actually a good thing because I was sent to the hospital last week, like the last week in February, with some unexpected medical issues, and I was there for probably about 4 days until I was able to get home. So this vlog is really going to be about what do you do in case of an emergency? What do you do with your collection? I have 50 plus snakes here, plus a bunch of rats that need taken care of. And unfortunately, nobody in my house is able to help with that stuff because my wife is deathly afraid of the snakes. She can help with the rats, but what's your backup plan? And speaking of medical stuff, here, my bamboo ultra pin male or ultra mel male is still suffering from his respiratory infection. So I'm going to show you real quick how I give him the shot for that. And on some lighter news, before we get into the sort of darker stuff, 2 of my females are looking like they're getting ready to lay this week. My ivory possible Enchi female, she, as you can see, is completely upside down and inside out. I think she has maybe like 5 eggs in her. And my superfly female is looking like she's pretty big and ready to go too. Today is the 4th of March and she shed on the 12th of February. So, roughly 4 weeks from then, so she should be ready the 12th. And the ivory shed the 6th, so she should actually be dropping those eggs in the next 2 days. So that's really exciting news. The ivory female is paired up to my leopard ivory male. So I'm hoping that I get some good odds there and hit a bunch of leopard ivories. And if she is Enchi, leopard Enchi ivories. The superfly was paired up to Danky King, which was my banana super Enchi fire male. So she's super pastel, he's super Enchi. Everything's going to be pastel Enchi. They both have fire, so their super fires are possible. And then he's banana as well. So there's a lot of cool combos out of those 2. And next week, I'm going to have some really exciting news about upcoming projects and new snakes coming into the facility. And I'm probably actually going to be maybe selling some of my males to make room for those projects. So I'll have updates on that. But let me get Poe out. I'll show you how I give him a shot, and then I want to talk to you guys real quick about kind of a backup plan in case of emergency. All right, so I'm going to try to show this to you the best I can. These come frozen, so you just kind of need to leave them out of room temperature. The first thing you have to do, and I think what they gave me is cefdezamine, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Fortaz is the other one they use. I think Fortaz is every day. This stuff is every 3 days. He's definitely not over the respiratory infection. He's better. He actually ate this week for me, but 1 shot wasn't enough. I don't even know why I kind of let the vet say, hey, here's 1 shot, come back if it doesn't work, because I kind of told you it wasn't going to work. So the first thing you need to do is get some rubbing alcohol and clean off the area where you're going to inject them. The one tip that they kind of gave me was kind of pick a spot, and you don't want to keep going into the same spot, but pick a spot on the snake that's a good area where you can see. And I'm trying to think, he ate. I don't want to do it too close to his food. Pick this little dark spot right here, and you just want to clean that off real good with the rubbing alcohol because you don't want any bacteria getting into there. All right, so throw that out. I cleaned him. He's cleaned like basically this whole area here. The shot's ready to go. And basically, if I can get this in here, you have to go between the scales and up, kind of parallel to the body. Little pinch, get all the way up in there, and they said to pull it out a little bit just to make sure you didn't hit blood vessels. And that's good, I didn't. And you can hear he's still sort of whistling. Actually, that was bad, because the first thing you need to do is get the air out first. You don't want to inject air in them. So get the air out of the needle, make sure the air's out, and let's do that again. That would have been a big mistake. Make sure you shoot the air out first. You see he's still whistling a little bit. Okay, let's do that again. New spot. He does not like this, understandably so. And now he's getting, come here buddy, just relax. Hold on, be done in a minute. Obviously be very careful with the needle. Again, go between the scales. It's kind of a hard push, parallel to the body. You don't want to puncture any organs. All right, go in there, pull out just a little bit. No blood came out, so that means I'm not in a blood vessel. And then you just slowly inject it. As you can see, it's starting to kind of swell up right there where the medicine's going in. And all right, so it's all the way in. So what you want to do now is, they told me, put your finger right where you put the medicine in and hold it tight. That makes sure that the antibiotics stay in there and they don't kind of seep out. The other thing you want to do is replace the cap on the medicine so nobody gets injured. So we'll do that, snap it back in place. And that's it. It's not super hard. You know, again, you want to get the air out of the tip of the syringe first so you don't, you know, cause any issues in the snake. Clean off with alcohol and stick the needle in between scales, parallel to the body, slowly inject it, and then just hold your finger over the injection point to make sure that none of the antibiotics come out. That, I believe, was his 4th dose. He definitely still has, if you can hear it, a little bit of a kind of a gurgle, kind of a spittle noise. He is not having like excess mouth juice and saliva anymore, so that's a good thing. But I've been keeping him on, actually I lied, there's some right there. So it is still there a little bit. I've been keeping him on paper just so he doesn't get anything dirty in him, and it's a lot easier to keep sterile. So hopefully, he only has 2 more doses of this left after this. Hopefully that takes care of it. But I guess him eating was a good sign because he was not eating before I started giving him the antibiotics. All right, so I am hoping that, you know, in 2 more doses, his respiratory infection is gone. Nobody else in my collection has it yet, so that's a good thing. I mean, it didn't spread, including the females he was paired up to. So, you know, I guess it's sort of kind of still a guessing game because where he got it from or how he got it, because all of these snakes are kept in the same exact way. Guess it doesn't matter. It's just keep your cages clean, keep the humidity right, and you really shouldn't run into it. It's been the first time I've had one in 2+ years, and you know how many snakes I have. So speaking of health issues, again, you know, kind of harkening back to the beginning of the video. So last week I started getting real sick, you know, out of nowhere. I started the keto diet at the beginning of the year. I thought maybe it was some of like the keto flu. Turns out my body went into hemolytic anemia, meaning that it started killing off all my red blood cells for no reason. They don't have an answer for it. It's not, it was kind of a big thing at the time. It was very serious, but with a couple transfusions and some steroids, I'm on the mend and I'm going to be fine. And they're thinking it's just like a one-time thing, and they have no excuse as to why it happened. But this video isn't necessarily about me and me being sick. It's about the fact that I didn't have a backup plan. I'm 36 years old and I've never really had medical issues, so I kind of take it for granted that I'm gonna be here to take care of all these guys, but I wasn't. I was sick as a dog from like Saturday night through Monday night at which point I was sent to the ER, and I was in the hospital from Monday night through Friday afternoon, and my wife is not going anywhere near these guys. She was able to feed and clean the rats and water them. Luckily, snakes aren't like super high maintenance, and I do most of my maintenance, like the bigger stuff, over the weekends with them. So most of that stuff was taken care of, and they were okay with not being fed for the week. They had fresh water, all that sort of stuff. But if they didn't, I would have been in a more dire situation. But I don't have a backup plan. I guess, like I'd always plan for vacations, somebody to come by and check them. But I didn't have a backup plan for somebody to come and actually take care of all of these guys in case of emergency. So I highly recommend, and the funny part is my wife has been nagging me for 2 years. Find somebody to take care of these guys when you're not here. Find somebody to take care of these guys if you can't do it. And of course, most husbands do, they don't listen to their wives at times. So I didn't. But now I'm going to. Now I need to. So I need a backup plan. I need to have somebody that is extremely comfortable with handling these guys, and in worst case scenarios, if I can't be here, also be able to possibly remove eggs from these tubs and put them in an incubator. That's like a very slim, less than 1% chance that'll ever happen. But I do need somebody who is able to care for these guys in case of emergency, water them, feed them, clean poop. And if I'm on vacation, somebody that can come by and just do the weekly maintenance as well. So if you live in the Pittsburgh area, if you have your own car, reach out to me through Facebook, DM me and let me know if you're interested in anything like that. If you're younger and you're looking for like an unpaid internship, you can definitely come by, and if I think you're a good fit, you can shadow me. I can show you the ropes. I can show you how I do everything. You can get more experience in the field. If you're just like an exotic pet sitter, or if you just have experience with ball pythons and exotics in general and want some extra money, if I'm on vacation, I need you to come by and check them once or twice. That works too. If you want an unpaid internship, definitely somebody over the summer, you could definitely come by and I could, have you a couple days a week come through and help me, do all the maintenance-y sort of stuff and show you the ins and outs. And I'm going to have a lot of eggs hatching and taking care of hatchlings too. So we're going to have a lot more work than normal. But so, if you're in the area, if you have your own car, if you don't have a criminal record, if you're reliable and I can count on you, and I can, if I need to go on vacation, if I need to schedule you to come by, and take care of these guys for me, I need to find somebody like that. If I, God forbid, get sent to the hospital again, I need to be able to call somebody and say, hey, come out, feed them, make sure they're clean, make sure there's water, and we'll do that. So DM me through Facebook if that's you, if you're interested, and we'll go from there. But I need a backup plan, and this is probably the best way to do it. I might put an ad out on Craigslist or through like the local Pittsburgh exotic forums, but I think this might be the best way to do it. I'll probably reach more people this way. So let me know. Create a backup plan for yourself as well. This is it's just a terrible situation. Hopefully it never happens again. But I do know that, at some point I can't stay in my house 365 days a year, and I'm gonna have to take a vacation. So I am gonna need somebody at some point that's gonna need to kind of be a pet sitter and have them come once or twice while I'm away on vacation, especially now that I have the tegu and the skink, who need to eat a little more often than the snakes do, and they require a little more maintenance. So I need an exotic pet sitter, or an unpaid intern that I can kind of transition into being like a part, a pet sitter as needed. And if that's you, again, please DM me through Facebook at Blind Strike Exotics, and we'll get talking and see if you're a good fit. So that's it for today. We are going to be hitting a lot of clutches coming up. I have 2 due in the next week, plus I think several more over the next month. Poe is hopefully on the mend. I'm on the mend. And next week, I don't know when that video will come out, but I have a lot of awesome new snakes coming in. And I'm going to kind of do a business swerve for what my kind of philosophy was building this collection to, I think, where I'm going to be kind of shifting it to. It's a little bit, not a huge shift, but it's important to the business. So that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. Please remember to like and subscribe. See ya.